Hello, so today we have a different video. First of all, my hair is wet, it's drying, so if it looks a little weird, that's why. It's actually kind of bothering me how it's drying. I just think my face looks a little strange. I'm also standing today, so if I move around a lot, sorry about that. I'm gonna really try to keep that to a minimum. But I thought that for this video, I would do two of my most favorite things to do ever, which is ranting and then giving my unwarranted opinion. So there are different types of YouTube drama that I personally enjoy keeping up with. It's a guilty pleasure of mine. I like watching drama and commentary channels, as I feel like most people do, or at least if by some way you found this video, you probably do as well. And some of the drama is like good in a bad way, in the sense it's like the things that are happening are not good at all, but you're glad that you knew about it, so you know who to support and who not to support, aka James Charles, David Dobrik, people of the like. And then on the other hand, there's the type of drama that's like, not that it's harmless, because some of the stuff really is not harmless, but it's not like actual crimes are being committed, so it's just like, it's fun to watch from afar in the sense of like, wow, that's really, wow, she really said that, didn't she? And of course, by the title of this video, the she in question is Gabbie Hanna. So I just wanted to, I don't know, rant about this situation because I have a lot of thoughts on it. I've been watching a lot of videos of the Twitter shit unfold, and I just have a different take that I want to approach this with than I've seen some people say. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna go through like tweet by tweet and like actually recap like everything that happened. So I mean, there's plenty of videos out there that do that. I mean, I'm not trying to like be a drama channel in the sense where I've like collected all these receipts and stuff. I mean, I don't even have Twitter anymore. Well, I have a Twitter, but I don't go on it ever. I have my notifications turned on from Taylor Swift, and that is the only time I log into that app. I do what I need to do and I log right back out. So I didn't see any of this happening in real time, thank God. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to explain to it. So in case you don't know, or you want to know exactly what I'm going to be talking about, it's Gabbie Hanna, who is the YouTuber. We pretty much all know her at this point. Kind of a dead meme. She's also a singer and an author. So, and the author part is what we're going to be discussing at length today, which is she's the author to her poetry book. So she released one, her first one, Adultolescent, 3 or so years ago, I want to say. It was some time ago. And then her next one, which is called Dandelion, I do believe, which she released last year. I think because I think it was released during COVID. That might be wrong. I don't know. That's not really important. But she has two poetry books. So where this all started is back when she released her first one. There was a YouTuber, a smaller YouTuber, at least definitely in comparison to Gabbie with her millions of followers. There's a smaller YouTuber by the name of Rachel Oates who critiqued her poetry book. She went through it and she, pretty much not like line by line for every poem, but she picked out very key examples of like, oh, this is why this poetry is objectively bad. Like, this is just not good poetry. And that, I mean, is correct. In my opinion, that is correct. I don't think that she has any groundbreaking, like revolutionary, thought-provoking words that she has put out on paper. So Rachel did that. She created, over the span of 2 years, which this is going to be important later, but over the span of, I think, 2 or 2.5 years, she made 6 videos about Gabbie or about her poetry. It's specifically about her book. She didn't just like make a video about Gabbie, but critiquing her poetry books for both of them that had come out. So she did the first one, however many videos she released on that or put out on that. And then Gabbie reached out to her whenever she was releasing her second book, Dandelion, and asked if she wanted to have a copy, if she wanted to be sent a copy to review it and to read it, to see, like, because she was really confident in it. She said, like, it's better, blah, blah, blah. And if you watch Rachel's video, her initial video reaction of Dandelion, the second book, if you watch that video, she's very upfront with that fact and saying, like, yeah, Gabbie sent me this. saying that Gabbie sent this to her to critique, you know, with the expectation that she was gonna, you know, be pleased with what she was reading. And, spoiler alert, she wasn't. It was still pretty much just as bad. And I believe, now I haven't like actually fact checked this, so this might be wrong, but I've seen a bunch of people saying that the last video that Rachel made about Gabbie was months ago. Like this hasn't, like, she hasn't said anything about this for a very long time. So then, seemingly out of nowhere, Gabbie popped off on Twitter, as you do, which is why I avoid it. So she basically just went after her, and like I said, the tweets are out there. Well, I actually think Gabbie deleted some of them because I even tried, I did go on for like 2 seconds on a Twitter and like try to find some just to screenshot to reference, but from what I could see, I don't think they're there, or at least most of them are not. So she was going after Rachel, and then where the bulk of the drama happens, because that wasn't it, is where the YouTube drama channel owner, Angelica Oles, started tweeting at Gabbie. Now, Angelica is actually a creator that I have followed for a while. Like, I am a subscriber of her channel. I like her content. I think she's pretty unbiased for the most part, unless, like, you know, there is, like, a clear bias to be had in the sense of, like, somebody's committing a crime. That's not good. But, you know, overall, mediocre content. Or not mediocre. All in all, moderate content. That's what I meant to say. Like, as in, she doesn't usually swing too far one way or the other. I didn't mean to say that she's mediocre. And I will also say that I actually used to be a fan of Gabbie's. We're both from Pittsburgh. I used to watch all of her story times and stuff. I thought that she was very entertaining, which, I mean, I guess that's still correct. She is still very entertaining, just for the complete wrong ways. Whether or not you think, you know, Gabbie's victimizing herself again, or, you know, Angelica just stepped in with no call or whatever. I mean, this is her job. Like, talking about drama is her job, so I can see why she did it. Plus, she wasn't the only one that was calling out Gabbie. Like, there were there were hundreds of tweets that were saying, like, what the fuck, dude? Like, why are you doing this? It just happens that Angelica is the person that she is on the internet, so that was the person that Gabbie decided to clap back at. And they got into it, like I said. So, all in all, no matter what side you stand on, I think that the overarching point is that as an author, you should not be responding to negative criticism, first and foremost. And I think that this is the #1 downfall / just like the biggest mistake that a lot of YouTubers make whenever they have some type of product or like just something to sell that isn't themselves on the internet, like that isn't their personality. Whenever they have like a tangible thing, it's that you do not have to respond, and you should not respond to every single negative thing that is to you. Now, if it's constructive criticism, which Gabbie gets this confused a lot, is that when it's constructive, you know, and you're trying to market a product, it's like, you know, you want to take in customer feedback just so you know how you can improve. Whenever you put out a creative piece of yourself, it is subjective. Like, not everybody's gonna like it. In fact, a lot of people probably won't in this case. It also means that every single person in the world could dislike it. That doesn't mean that you are being bullied. That doesn't mean that you're being hate on. And that is like a reoccurring theme with Gabbie that just makes me so irritated, because it's the same rhetoric every time of her just victimizing herself, of her saying that she keeps getting bullied, that she can't, you know, do this, that, or the other. I mean, and because, like, there's a very obvious difference between somebody, you know, not liking this book that you've done, or your music, or whatever, or even your YouTube videos, and then somebody just saying, I want you to kill yourself, like, I think you're fat. Like, those are two very different things, and she lumps them into the same category. Like, there's this clip of her on the, I think the Zach Sang show, the Zach Sang podcast, of her saying just like, oh, I can't stick up for myself. Like, people are going, oh, it's just my opinion, but I think you're fat, I think you're ugly, I think you should kill yourself, but it's just my opinion. It's like, that's not what we're saying. Like, we're not trying to hide. I mean, I'm sure there's a very small group of people that are doing that just because they're internet trolls. And, like, that sucks, but it also comes with the job of being public. But for the majority, we're not saying like, oh, it's just my opinion, now let me verbally abuse you. Like, that's not what we're saying. It's hi, so I am going back through, just about to edit the video, and I was watching a couple of other creators' take on this whole situation, and I forgot to mention one part that actually really pissed me the fuck off. So, I don't know if I could stress this enough, but Gabbie is a bully. She is the first one to, in every single interaction that she has with anybody, but especially in this situation, she is the first one to say shut the fuck up, call people a bitch, which Angelica pointed out in the tweet thread, and yada yada yada. But in the first tweet back to Angelica, she says, shut the fuck up, Angelica, go back to law school. Like, trying to tell somebody that their opinion on the internet / their job being a creator on the internet is not as valuable or is not as worth their time as, you know, quote unquote going to law school or just, you know, going to school in general, which is really rich coming from somebody like Gabbie who her career is on the internet. Now, I know that Gabbie did graduate. Like I said, we're both from Pittsburgh, so she is a University of Pittsburgh alum, but it's really, like, telling to me of her character, like, down at her core, just that she's, like, her, like, initial response, like, her initial clapback is go back to law school. Like, nobody cares about your opinion. Like, go someplace that you're wanted, you know, if that. And that just really bothers me in a way of, like, okay, first of all, Gabbie, have you ever been to law school? Like, it's kind of difficult. Just not saying that she couldn't do it, but just, you know, there's a reason that people take time off of it. Second of all, again, anybody is allowed to have an opinion. Like, the way that Angelica came at her with that first tweet, just saying that it was unnecessary to bully somebody, is, like, again, she didn't swear, she didn't, like, say anything rude herself. Like, in my opinion, she didn't say anything rude that I saw. She was just saying, here, let me check. She said, I think this is unnecessary. Say your part about criticism / hate / whatever you want to call it, but multiple tweets calling somebody obsessive and a bully while being obsessive and a bully back is an interesting way to go about things. And she's quote tweeting Gabbie's tweet saying, because no one cares about her unless she's talking about me, literally, in reference to Rachel Oates. So, and then it was right after that Gabbie said, so standing up to a bully is bullying them. I'm the only person who's supposed to sit back and allow people to exploit and harass me because if I defend myself, I'm a bully. What are you? Shut the fuck up, Angelica. Get back to law school. So first of all, saying shut the fuck up has automatically negated everything that you just said about, oh, so now I'm the bully? Like, yeah, you are, because you just told someone to shut the fuck up. So, like, really choice words there. Second of all, like I said, just the whole get back to law school is like, again, like, everybody on the internet now, or I should say nobody on the internet now goes to school, like, and even if, this makes me uncontrollably angry, as you can tell, but even if Angelica was in law school, she could still say this on Twitter, you know what I mean? Like, like, they don't have to be mutually exclusive, like, the one doesn't have to cancel out the other, and Gabbie's not the only person that does this, it's just, you know, this is just how it happened in this situation, but I'm really sick of people when they feel like they're attacked or, like, when they feel like they should be the victim in this situation, that they'll just automatically throw something like, oh, well, go back to whatever you're doing, or just, like, why don't you, like, trying to throw this insult in their face, not always, like, go back to school or whatever, but it's just, like, they're trying to throw this insult around. It's like, I could be actively sitting in my class and still tweet that you're a bully. You know, like, it really irritates me, and I had to throw that in there. I might be coming back, you might see me again, but yeah, I just wanted to say that, yes, Gabbie, you are the bully. The whole idea that she really can't take criticism, that's it, and that has been the story since she basically started her YouTube channel, is that over and over again, she really can't take criticism. And now there are people, like, time and time again that are saying she's lying, like, that she's exaggerating, that she's saying that she's the victim when this happened. And it's like, sure, there are two sides to every story, probably in every single case, both of the parties are, like, exaggerating or lying to some degree. Because I mean, as human nature, you're going to do that just to make yourself look better. Like, I don't think anybody's just going to go and be like, yep, I'm the asshole. But it's like, when this happens over and over and over again, you have to look and say, I'm the problem, right? Like, you kind of have to look at it after a while and be like, yeah, I keep losing friends. Wow, this sucks. I wonder why. Hi, okay, we're popping in again. Another point that I wanted to make is that sorry if the camera's a little shaky, is that I want to also make this clear. I do genuinely feel bad for Gabbie in the sense that, like, she is very clearly somebody who really wants people to like her and really, really just craves that positive opinion and approval from people. And that is why, honestly, if you break down, like, all of the other, like, scandals and stuff that she's gotten herself into, if you break it down to its core, that's really what it is. She deflects responsibility, she blames it on other things because it's, you know, oh, it's not my fault, so you can still like me, kind of thing. And at the end of the day, I mean, it's just human knowledge that not everybody is gonna like you. And, you know, it is kind of upsetting to see somebody who really wants this crowd of people to accept and approve her when they're just not going to. And so, to which, though, I would say, my point being is that she just shouldn't be on the internet then. The internet is a very tough place, and while I do think that, you know, she probably has a very thick skin at this point, it's just, you can't only focus on the negative things people are saying about you and then go around and complain, everybody hates me. Like, that's not how it works. And she has, like I said, she has a fan base of millions of people, you know, and I'm sure, like, her actual loyal, like, diehard stans, like, it might be a smaller number than that, but at the end of the day, she has people that follow her and will be ride or die for her no matter what she does. And she doesn't give them the attention, and she doesn't, you know, focus on the fact that, oh, these even just random YouTube creators, like, these people like my book, these people like my songs, like, which those videos do exist out there. And it's just like, you know, she is constantly, like, attracting this negative attention to herself, whether she starts it or not. Like, it's just, she's constantly only pulling in the negative attention and only caring about that. So it's like, obviously to her, it's gonna look like everybody hates you. It's gonna look like everybody's against you because those are the only things that you're giving the time of day, if that makes sense. So I wanted to throw that in there too, because there is some underlying, like, it's kind of like, because I referenced Jaclyn Hill earlier in the video, you know, when Jaclyn gets kind of annoying about it and saying, like, oh, well, everybody's just here to hate me, like, everybody's just here to blah, 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 and then it's like, that's not true. You have all of these people that love and support you and want to support you, and probably a lot of the people that are hating on you genuinely want to see you succeed, but you have shown us now multiple times that we can't support you for this reason. You know, we can't do this, we can't do that, because you haven't proven to us that you're worth that support, if that makes sense. Like, maybe not necessarily in that wording, but, you know, I mean, every scandal that Gabbie gets in, it's like the Kenza Cosmetics scandal and the beef that she had with Trisha Paytas. I mean, that's a whole other story, but it's like, everything has an excuse as to why she's not the one at fault. And I do think that, along with getting off the internet, something that could do her a world of good is to just, for certain things, just apologize, just to come out and say, I was wrong, which she has literally never done. Because now it's like, you know, people are just gonna look for reasons to not like you now, because they already don't, because you already pushed things this far. People are just gonna look for reasons to push you further, because it's very easy to do. Clearly, it's very easy to push Gabbie's buttons and to get under her skin and to... I do want to say that, you know, if that's true, like, if Gabbie is going through something and it is mental health related, like, excuse me, I really hope that she gets help, at least, or just takes time. Like, I really do wish her the best mentally. Like, I wish that, like, nobody deserves to go through, you know, such bad lows in mental illness that they feel the need to do these things, or, like, lash out against people in this way. But at the same time, like, taking this at face value, these were problematic things that she was saying. Like, just because you're facing mental illness doesn't mean that you have to legitimately publicly bully other people for seemingly no reason. Like, there's absolutely no reason that this conversation was started, at least when Gabbie called out Rachel. So, you know, and if she is going through a mental time, then just stay off the internet. Like, I get it that it's your job, but clearly you could, you know, I mean, I think taking a couple weeks, even a month or so off, I don't think that would hurt your bank account too much. So I just wish that if this is something that she's going through and that she's trying to deal with, that she would do it privately and just not drag other people into it. So yeah, but I do wish that, but I do hope that her health, her mental health, her physical health, her well-being in general is okay. But yeah, taking this at face value for what it is, these things were said and I don't agree with them. And I just wanted to talk about them. So that's what I did. I hope you guys like this video. Please let me know if you have different thoughts or anything down below. Yeah, I can't think of anything else to say, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.